Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are enjoying all the problems that I am uploading. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe and also share among your friends. Today's problem is longest common subsequence. Given two strings, text1 and text2, return the length of their longest common subsequence. A subsequence of a string is a new string generated from the original string with some characters can be deleted without changing the relative order of remaining characters. Example, ACE is a subsequence of ABCDE, while AEC is not. A common subsequence of two strings is a subsequence that is common to both strings. If there is no common subsequence, return 0. So basically we are given with two strings, right? Text1 and text2. So we need to identify what is a string which is common for both of them. So that string could be one or more character can be deleted from both of the strings so that both strings will be equal. So it's only deleted, so it's not substitution. So the thing that we need to understand here is the order matters, right? So as said in the example, right? So ACE is a subsequence of ABCDE, right? So while AEC is not, because after A, E came here and after E, C came. So, but in the original sequence, right, ABCDE, here ACE is the order, but AEC is the order here. So the order also matters in the subsequence. So whatever the string that you say, okay, this is a subsequence for both, right? So both should satisfy essentially, right? So let's go ahead and try to understand a little bit more, right? So for the same example, A, B, C, D, E, A, E, C. So that is the input for example 1. So in that case, A, B, C, D, E is text 1, A, C, E is text 2. So the output that we are expected to return is 3. So the length of the string that we have to return in this case for this problem, right? So the longest common subsequence is ACE. So let's try to understand a bit more. So we are going to solve this problem with the help of the dynamic programming method. Okay. So I'm taking those two examples and the two texts for the example 1, ABCDE and ACE. So let's write them one below the other just to get a better understanding, right? So ABCDE, there's no transformation that we need to do, so it is ABCDE. But ACE, so I wrote just A space C space D just to give a better understanding. So if you delete B and D from the first string, it will be equal to ACE, right? So if you have to delete B, right? So A space C, and if you delete D also, A space C space E, right? So that will be equal to ACE. Just to depict that, right, I wrote A space C space E here just to get a different understanding, right? So what essentially that we are looking is you could delete some or none, some or none elements, right? So in this particular example, we are deleting two characters from the first string, and the second string we are not deleting any character for that matter, right? So in that case, for example, right? So if the string is ABC DE and second string is ACF, let's say, right? ACF. So in that case, if you write it in the same fashion, right? So what we need to essentially write is, so we are saying A and we delete B from the first string, and C and delete D and E from the first string, and F from the second string. So in this case, the answer is, we are saying 3, right, output. But in this case, we should give 2 as the answer, right? Because we are deleting F from the second string because there is no match, right? So if you were to ask what is the longest substring in this case, right, AC you would say, but in this case longest substring, what you would say is ACE, right? So that's the differentiation that we need to understand. So There can be cases where you'll have to delete the characters from first string as well as second string. In the first example, the example 1, it so happened that we just have to delete only the characters from the first string. But this is a toy example, another one, A, B, C, D, E and A, C, F, right? In this case, we have to exclude or delete some characters from the string 1 or the text 1 and text 2 as well. So in that case, we get AC as the substring, right? Subsequence. So subsequence is some or none, one or more elements, or zero or more elements, just to put it to say, zero or more characters could be missing, right? So in this case, right, AC, if you say AC is the answer, right, longest common subsequence. So what is missing if you consider ACF? F is missing. But if you consider this one, B, D, E, 3 characters are missing. So, right? So AC is the common subsequence and it happens to be longest also. So we are interested in longest common subsequence. Although you for this, right, A is a subsequence, C is also a subsequence. So AC is also subsequence. So for the second example, right? So what is the longest among 3? AC, obviously. So if you go back to the first example, right? A is a subsequence, C is a subsequence, E is a subsequence, AC is a subsequence, E is also subsequence, C is also subsequence, right? So there are like 6 different subsequences up till now, and ACE is also subsequence. But what is the longest? ACE, obviously, right? So likewise, we are asked to return only the longest one. Let's go ahead and look at the example 2, right? In this case, text 1 and text 2 are essentially same. In this case, you don't have to delete any character from text 1 or text 2 because they are essentially same. So the longest common subsequence will be the full string. You don't have to return any, or you don't have to delete anything in that case, right? So that's why the longest is 3. You just return everything because both are pretty common to both strings, right? So ABC is common to both strings. So that's the reason why we are returning 3 in the second case. So now we saw an example where we don't have to delete any character. We had to delete characters from both strings. We had to delete characters from one of the strings, right? So these are the things. But there is another thing. There is a fourth case, right? So that's what it is. If there is no common subsequence, return 0. So if the characters are, let's say, A, B, C and D, E, F. So this is the text 1, right? So this is the text 1, A, B, C is the text 1 and D, E, F is the text 2. In this case, there is no common subsequence actually. So what you are going to return? In this case, 0. That's it, right? You just return 0 because there is no common. So those are all the 4 possible cases among the longest common subsequence, right? So let's go ahead and try to discuss algorithm. So as we said, we are going to use dynamic programming paradigm to solve this problem. So for that purpose, what we are going to do is we are going to take a matrix, right? Matrix or a grid, which is equal to the length of the text 1 plus 1 and length of the text 2 plus 1. Okay, so remember it's plus 1, whatever the text 1 plus 1 and whatever the text 2 plus 1. So if the text in this case, let's go with the example 1 only, A, B, C, D, E and ACE, right? So here it is 5 and text 1 length is 5, text 2 length is 3. So as per the definition, we are going with 6 by 4 matrix, right? So that's what we are going to have, 6 by 4 matrix. I am calling it as a DP, okay? So DP array. So initially what I am going to do is, this is a convention that I am going to use. Basically, there are 6 rows and 4 columns. So first row will be initialized to 0, okay, and first column is also initialized to all zeros to start with. But anyway, for initialization sake, all elements in the 6 by 4 matrix will be initialized to 0 only, okay? So that is the initialization. So what essentially that we are trying to do here is is the same thing what we discussed here, right? The way that I wrote it down, the interleaved, right? So A given a space, C and given a space, E. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to match, right? So A to A, C to C, E to E. I'm trying to match essentially, right? So if there is a match, then we are going to do one specific operation. If there is no match, we are going to do another specific operation. So there are two ways that we have to proceed. If there is a match between the two strings, what we are going to do? If there is no match, what we are going to do? So those are two cases that we are going to solve. So if there is a match, right? If there is a match, we are going to see if there is a previous match that occurred, right? So at what length the match occurred, right? At what length the match occurred, right? In that case, we are going to keep that in a matrix, right? So at what length the match occurred. So for that, we are going to add a 1 because there is an additional match. So when A matches, that is the first character, so there is no length that matched. So let's say initialize that length to 0, right? So 0 plus 1, so that will be 1, right? So far, if let's say we initialized that matched length, right? Matched length is equal to 0. So when there is a match between A and A, we increment matched length becomes 1, right? So now matched length becomes 1. So B, there is no match, right? For C, when there is a match, we are going to increment that match length to 2. So this is just to get an understanding, right? So matched length, assume that there is something like that, okay? So when you encounter E to E, matched length will become 3, right? So remember, this should be in the order. So let's say if it was AEC, right? So we won't be able to match AEC, right? So we can only match AE until AE. There is no C, right? So AEC cannot be the full substring. So even though AE can match, C you cannot match. In that case, what is the length of the substring? Subsequence, it will be 2, right? So that is the length of the subsequence. So now that we saw for a match, right? When there is a match, we are going to see the matched length, right? The incremental for the matched length. So that's the idea. But if there is no match, let's say, right? If there is no match, that could be what that means. What that means is there is no match at that corresponding index between both the strings, right? If there is no match for that particular character between both strings. So what we are going to do is, what is the match that we have for the first string and what is the match that we have for the second string. So let's say in the previous example, when there is a match, we were discussing like what is a match, right? So in this case, match length 1 is equal to 0, match length 2 is equal to 0, right? So 1 is for the text 1, let's say, right? And this is for text 2, right? So if we keep track of the how many characters that are matched in text 1 and how many characters that match in the text 2 as match length 1 and match length 2, right? So whatever the maximum of those two at that particular instance, we are going to take that, right? So whatever the value that is maximum at that particular instance, match length 1 or match length 2, whichever is max, we are going to put or pick up that as the answer at that particular cell. So that is the logic that we are going to use. So let's try to understand how we are going to transform this matrix to the matrix which I am showing just below. Okay. So this is the matrix that we are going to transform. So let's go ahead and try to understand what is actually that we are going to do, right? So as we said, these are going to be initialized. The first row and first column will be initialized to 0. So essentially what we are starting from is this character, right? So that is if you were to say in a matrix form, right? So we are actually starting from 1 1, right? So in C sharp the arrays are 0 based index, so that's why I'm saying it is 1 1. So that 1 1 is this one, right? So this cell basically. So let's say for just for an instance I am going to mark it as 0. We will see how we made as 1 there, right? So in our previous example, let's say I'm keeping track of matched length, right? So that I'm calculating right here. So what I'm going to do is, so A and A, there is a match. So what I am doing is 1 plus the previous match length. The previous match length is 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1, right? Right. So the previous match length here in this matrix is, for this particular thing, is the diagonally the previous row, basically the previous row and previous column, right? Previous row and previous column. This is the diagonally the upper element, right? Whatever it is there, that is a match length, right? Which keeps track of the what is the match length for both strings, right? So this is the, it is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So like that. And then we obviously go for the next element. So but this is A and C, they did not match. So what we are going to do is, as we know, the diagonally upper element, right, this one is when there is a match, right? But if there is no match, what we are going to do is, this one, the previous rows and same column, and previous column same row, right? This 1 and this 0, whichever is the maximum, right? This 0 and this 1, whichever is the maximum, we are going to take that. So that means 1 0, which is maximum 1, right? So similarly 1 0, which is maximum 1. So that is how we are going to fill the first row, right, for A. For the second B, obviously there is no match for B along with A, C or E, right? So we are going to do the previous row same column, previous column same row again. So it will be this still 1, it will be this and this still 1, right? So let's go ahead and go to the C. So C and A did not match basically, right? And C and C, there is a match. So since there is a match, what we are going to do there, we are going to look for the diagonally upper cell that has 1. So what we are going to do is add a 1 to that. So 1 plus 1, that became 2, right? So 2 is our result. So that is what we are going to put it here. And again, so here C and E, there is no match. But what is the maximum between 1 and 2? 2. That's why we put 2. So likewise, we are going to fill the entire matrix. So finally, whatever the answer that you obtain at this point, that is dp of mn. So this is the cell. That will be the answer for our question, right? So this is how we are going to solve the longest common subsequence. Let's go ahead and look at the code for this, right? So it is very simple in the way that we are described, right? So for this text 1 and text 2, we are calculating the length m. I'm calling it as m and n, right? So as we said, the length of the dp array we are going to declare as m plus 1 by n plus 1, right? M plus 1 by n plus 1. As I said, length plus 1 by length plus 1, right? So here m plus 1 by n plus 1. So all of them are getting initialized to 0, just like we have our initial matrix. So this is our initialization. This is a step I am doing as part of these two for. And then, so as I said, I am starting from 1 1, right? So that is a cell. We said this is the one. So 1 1 cell, right? So this is a cell that we are going to start the processing. So these two, I am starting from 1 1 until row will be going m and column will be going to n, right? So now, so remember, even though we are going from I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, this is our matrix convention, whatever the matrix that we created. But so what we are essentially doing here is, so we are comparing A to the first character here and first character here, right? But the characters are 0 based strings. So but here 1 1, right? I and j, that I am calling here I and j. So if we have to refer the characters in the string, right, we have to subtract 1, right, from both the strings, right? That is why we are going to refer when I is equal to 1, j is equal to 1, we are referring to the 0th character in both the strings. So that is what the comparison is. If both of them match, right, so that means text of 1 I minus 1 is equal to text of 2 text 2 of j minus 1. That means there is a match here, right? Match. So what we are going to do, as I said, 1 plus whatever diagonally upper cell, 1 I minus 1 and j minus 1. So if this is I, right, so this will be I minus 1, j minus 1, obviously, right? So whatever the content that is there, you are going to add a 1, right? So that is how we are going to proceed if there is a match. But if there is no match, as we said, we are going to consider the cell which is previous to it in the same row, previous to it in the same column, right? So that is what is represented in the else part. So if there is a match, else is no match, right? So if there is no match, what we said, we take the maximum of I minus 1 j and ij minus 1. So that is what we are going to do in the dp of ij. And this for loop will execute until m into n times, right? And finally, once this executed, we are going to return whatever the value that is there on dp of mn, right? So that is how we are going to solve this problem. So let's go ahead and look at the time complexity and space complexity for this, right? So the time complexity. So when we are initializing the array, we are going through this m plus 1 into n plus 1 times, right? So we are going through this array m plus 1 into n plus 1 times, and here m into n times, right? So overall we can say m plus 1 into n plus 1 as the time complexity, right? So overall we will say m plus 1 into n plus 1 as the time complexity. But since we are dealing with big O notation, the plus 1 could be easily eliminated from our calculation, and what we are going to call this as order of m by n. So the time complexity is order of m by n. Similarly, let's go ahead and look at the space complexity. We are declaring an array called dp which is equal to m plus 1 by n plus 1, right? So that is the array size. So that is the space that we are going to use while processing this calculations, right? So the total complexity is needed is also equal to order of m plus 1 into order of n plus 1, right? So as big O notation, we will remove all the constants. It will be also equal to order of m into n. So the time complexity and space complexity is order of m by n for this particular problem. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe and share among your friends. Please don't forget to click the bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you would get notifications for all my future videos. Thank you for watching again. I'll be back with another problem from LeetCode very soon. Till then, goodbye.